Hello there. All right. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. Um, can't wait to see you again. I miss you. I love you. We're starting to read the next chapters, the next books. Let's go. The Little Mermaid, Ariel, and the Whale Song. Ariel called someone from beneath the water. Ariel dove into the sea and found her friend Flounder waiting for her. "Hello, Flounder," she said. "Isn't the water lovely today?" "Yes, Ariel, but we should be getting back to Sebastian," Flounder said. Sebastian had organized a special concert for the first day of summer. Ariel was sure Sebastian would be setting up for it already. She was also sure that he would not be happy if she was late. Ariel and Flounder swam side by side toward home. Ariel admired the beautiful coral reef as they passed it. "Ah!" came a shout from beside her. Flounder was quivering and covering his eyes. "Oh, Flounder, it's just a little crab," Ariel assured him. She peeled Flounder's fins away from his eyes as the crab scuttled away. Flounder breathed a sigh of relief. "We need to toughen you up a bit," Ariel smiled and gently prodded him with her elbow. She loved her friend, but even she knew he was a bit of a scaredy fish. Ariel and Flounder finally reached Sebastian, who was leading the orchestra through the final song of the concert. Why was Sebastian rushing through the rehearsal? Sebastian, Ariel said with a laugh. "Slow down. We have plenty of time to get ready." "But Princess, we don't," Sebastian told her. "This is a concert. We are performing for the whales. They are migrating through Coral Cove today." Ariel had always wanted to meet a whale, but how could she meet one if she was singing at the concert? The concert will be perfect, Ariel assured Sebastian as she started to swim away. "Where are you going?" Sebastian cried. "I just need to get something from my treasure grotto," Ariel said, thinking quickly. "I promise I'll be back before the concert." And with that, she swam off, with Flounder following close behind. "All right, Flounder. Are you up for a quick trip to Coral Cove?" Ariel asked with a sly smile. "Coral Cove? But, why are you going there?" Flounder asked. "To meet the whales," she told him. "They never visit us at the palace, so this is my only chance." Soon they reached the edge of the reef where Coral Cove began. Even Ariel felt a little nervous entering uncharted waters. And was it just her, or had it actually gotten colder? I don't see any whales here," Flounder stammered. "Me neither," Ariel said, slightly disappointed. She looked around, hoping to see some sort of sign of the whales, but instead of seeing a sign, she heard one. Ariel listened carefully. The noise seemed to be coming from above. It sounded like a song. "Flounder, follow me," Ariel said. She swam quickly toward the brilliant light that broke through the ocean surface. The tune was getting louder, but Flounder noticed a dark shape below them. Ariel arrived at the surface, hoping to find whatever was making the beautiful song. As she looked around, she saw nothing but the wide, flat ocean. She frowned, disappointed. Then she looked for Flounder. Where had her friend gone? She was about to dive back under when Flounder suddenly burst into the air. It was a shark!" Flounder cried. Ariel tried to calm her friend. "Flounder, sharks don't come into these waters. Remember, it's too close to land for them," Ariel told him. Then she grasped. Something was approaching them, and it sure looked like a shark. Ariel dove beneath the water to get a better look. It came closer and closer until it came closer and closer until it was so close that Ariel could make out a giant tail. But before she could figure out who the tail belonged to, it made a giant swooping motion, and an underwater wave surrounded Ariel and Flounder with bubbles. When the bubbles cleared, Ariel was amazed at what she saw. Ooh, that's what I thought it was. It was a mama whale and her baby, and they were singing. "Whale song," Ariel whispered. Ariel and Flounder floated next to the whales for a few moments. Knowing they might never get so close again, Ariel listened carefully to the melody. Then she sang it back to them. The whale smiled at her and continued to sing the tune, and Ariel joined in. Suddenly, the two whales headed straight toward the ocean surface and burst into the air. They belly flopped onto the sea. The huge waves sent Ariel and Flounder soaring into the air. When they landed back in the water, they both had to catch their breath. Then they burst into laughter. Ariel smiled. It had been an amazing afternoon, but it was time to get back home. Ariel and Flounder arrived just in time for the concert. When it was time for Ariel's solo, she decided to make a change. She belted out the beautiful whale song she had learned from the mama and baby whale. As she continued to sing, she could feel the water's currents change, and she knew the whales were passing by. She smiled and sang even louder to celebrate the start of summer and to honor her new friends. That was a good story. Now we're on to the next one. Finding Nemo, the ghost light fish. Have a great day, Nemo, Marlin and the clownfish said as he hugged his son goodbye. He and Dory, a regal blue tangfish, were dropping Nemo off at school. "All right," Nemo explained. "I will just as soon as you let go." Marlin realized he was still hugging his son. "All right," Marlin said with a chuckle. He let go. Seeing that there's not much of the book left, it's hard for me to hold it and do it with my finger, so we won't be able to do that right now. Nemo swam off to join the other students and their teacher, Mr. Ray. "Bye, Dad," the little clownfish called out. "Bye, Dory. See you later." Nemo loved school. So did his friends, Tad the long-nosed butterfly fish, Pearl the octopus, and Sheldon the seahorse. How could they not when Mr. Ray made everything so much fun? You love school? I used to love school. I had a lot of fun at school. I loved it. I know that you love school, which is awesome. Mr. Ray took his students exploring all over the reef. Every day, Nemo and his classmates got an up-close look at different kinds of sea life. That day, Mr. Ray was taking them to a clearing on the ocean floor. "Okay, explorers," Mr. Ray said when they arrived. "Now it's time to do a little searching on your own. Let's see if each of you can find a shell. Then we'll identify them together." The youngsters fanned out. Nemo searched in the shadow of some coral. Pearl peeked into a bit of algae. Sheldon headed to search the sand. Tad was the first of Nemo's friends to find something. "Hey guys," he cried, "look at this." Nemo, Pearl, and Sheldon swam over to their friend. They crowded around and stared in wonder at the gleaming white shell Tad held in his fins. "Cool," said Sheldon. "It's so pretty," Pearl said. "Where did you find it?" Tad pointed to a cave. "In there," he said. "Maybe there are more." Tad darted toward the cave entrance. Yeah, said Pearl, following him. I want to find one too. Me too, cried Sheldon. Are you coming, Nemo? He asked. Nah, Nemo replied. You guys go on. He wanted to find a shell that was different from everybody else's. Only a few minutes passed before Nemo heard an odd noise. He looked up and saw Sheldon, Ted, and Pearl bolting out of the cave at full speed, screaming loudly. What's the matter? Nemo asked. Is it a barracuda, an eel? Sheldon shook his head. No, worse, he said. It's a ghost fish. Yeah, right, Nemo replied. Then he noticed Ted's fin was empty. Where's your shell? He asked. Ted looked down. Oh, shucks, he said. I was going to give it to my mom. Then he peered into the cave. I must have dropped it in there, but I am not going back for it. Not with that ghost fish on the loose. Don't worry, Nemo told Ted. I'll find your shell. The little clownfish swam bravely into the cave. See, he said to himself, nothing to be afraid of. Just then Nemo froze. On the cave wall next to him was a huge fish-shaped shadow. Nemo took a deep breath. Excuse me, Mr. Ghostfish? Or is it Miss Ghostfish? Ghostfish? Someone with a tiny voice said. Where? Don't let it get me. The ghostfish didn't sound very scary. Nemo swam closer to the shadow. Are you afraid of ghostfish? He asked it. Yeah, squeaked the little voice. Who is it? Nemo followed the voice. There, cowering behind a rock, was a little fish, glowing softly with pale orange light. The ghostfish wasn't a ghostfish at all. It was just a glow-in-the-dark fish. Its glow had shone on an oddly shaped piece of coral and made a spooky-looking shadow. Nemo's fear was forgotten. Oh, hi, he called out. Startled, the glowing fish started behind another rock. Then timidly he peeked out from behind it to study Nemo. Don't be afraid, Nemo said. I'm just a little fish like you, he smiled. My name's Nemo. What's yours? The fish swam out cautiously. Eddie, he replied, his eyes still wide. You mean there's no ghost fish? Nemo chuckled. I thought you were the ghost fish, he explained. The whole funny story. By the way, said Nemo, how do you glow like that? Eddie shrugged. I just do, he replied. My whole family does. Nemo thought of someone who would know more about Eddie's glow, Mr. Ray. So Nemo invited Eddie to meet his teacher and his friends. Then, swimming out of the cave together, the two little fish laughed about the way they had met. You really thought I was a ghost fish? Eddie asked with a giggle. Outside, Nemo rejoined his friend. Sorry I didn't find your shell, Nemo said to Ted, but I did find your ghost fish. Then Nemo and Eddie told their tale. Before long, Nemo's friends' fear of the ghost fish was forgotten, too. Everyone wanted to know more about Eddie. Can you glow different colors? Pearl asked. How come the water doesn't put out your light? Questioned Ted. Nemo wanted to know what made Eddie glow. Good question, Nemo, Mr. Ray replied. See? These patches on either side of Eddie's jaw, inside them are teeny tiny, glow-in-the-dark organisms. When you see Eddie glow, you're really seeing those organisms glow. Everyone oohed and awed over Eddie's glow patches. Eddie led the whole class into the cave to show them his glow-in-the-dark world, including his family. Nemo thought it was one of the most beautiful things he had ever seen. But there was still one thing weighing on his mind. Mr. Ray, Nemo whispered to the teacher, I didn't finish the assignment. I didn't find a shell. Mr. Ray laughed. That's okay, Nemo, he replied. I'd say you still get an A in exploring for today. All right, next chapter. Let's see if this is...